everybody. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show, where we watch old 16mm films, and we're going to start off, hopefully, fingers crossed, with this film scanner. Still debugging what is going on. Lots of things have updated, which makes it all difficult. But you know what? We're just going to do it, because that's what it's all about here at AV Geeks. So here is Geeks, Basic Techniques. Enjoy.
How about this cake for a special occasion? It was baked in 1730 for the soldiers of the army of King August the Strong of Saxony, assembled for maneuvers near Dresden. More than 3,600 eggs and 126 barrels of milk were needed to produce it. Lucky devils?
Well, fortunately, today cakes use fewer eggs.
And shorter knives.
Right.
Although on a busy schedule, cake mixes are a wonderful convenience. When you have the time for making a special cake, why not take the opportunity to start from the beginning with a reliable recipe, measuring and mixing carefully.
The ratio of ingredients is very important to the successful outcome of a cake. All ingredients should be at room temperature.
Basically, there are two types of cakes, those made with fat and those made without. Cakes with fat in them are also called shortened cakes or butter cakes. The recipes are usually developed using a hydrogenated vegetable shortening, which contains emulsifiers. Emulsifiers help to distribute ingredients evenly throughout the batter and to retain air. Press shortening firmly into cup to eliminate air pockets. We'll start with a shortened cake example. Chocolate layer cake. Since the chocolate needs to be melted in order to add it to the sugar and shortening, put it in a double boiler to melt. Chocolate burns easily if in direct contact with heat. Use just enough water so the top part will just touch the water. Once the water is boiling, maintain a soft boil on a low setting. In the conventional method of mixing, shortening is creamed to make it soft and plastic. Then sugar is added and beaten at medium speed until evenly blended. Add the eggs and beat until the batter is light in color and fluffy in texture. Add melted chocolate at this point and continue beating until well blended.
Measure the liquid, in this case milk, using the eye level test. Add the vanilla and set aside. Sift and measure the flour. Then add salt and baking powder. And re-sift to blend all the dry ingredients. Start with about 1/4 of the dry ingredients and alternate with 1/3 of the liquids. Beat each addition until just mixed before adding the next amount. Continue, scraping bowl frequently and ending with the dry ingredients. Don't beat longer than a minute after the last of the flour mixture is added. Overbeating causes tunneling in the final product.
Unless you have pans with nonstick coating, they must be greased for most cakes. But the method of doing so varies. If shortening or oil is used, grease only the bottom and add a coating of flour. There are spray-on coatings which can be used without flouring. Or use a piece of waxed paper cut to fit the bottom of the pan. Do not grease with this method.
In this case, since it is a chocolate cake, we've dusted the grease pans with cocoa instead of flour to prevent leaving a white coating. Pour batter into prepared pans, dividing it evenly. The size of the pan is important. If the pan is too big for the amount of batter, the cake will be very flat. And if the pan is too small, the batter will run over the sides or rise too far and crack. Generally, your recipe provides a guide for the proper pan size. Tap pans to break up air pockets. This cake will bake in a 350-degree preheated oven for 20 to 30 minutes. Position the cake pans for maximum airflow around them for even baking, with the oven rack in the middle position. When done, the sides begin to shrink and the top becomes rounded. The cake springs back when touched, and a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. Cool 5 to 10 minutes on a rack before removing from pans. Continue to cool to room temperature before frosting. This is what happens to a cake if it cools too quickly after it's baked, or if exposed to a rush of cold air while still baking.
That's the conventional method of mixing a cake. However, recipes have been developed with a simplified method of mixing, sometimes called one bowl or quick mix method. All dry ingredients are blended together, including the spices. Add the shortening, milk, and flavoring. Beat vigorously 300 strokes by hand or 2 minutes on low with an electric mixer, scraping bowl frequently. Add eggs and beat 2 minutes more on low. Notice that the volume increases after the eggs are beaten in. Don't overmix. The pan should not be more than 1/2 full, with the batter spread evenly, especially into the corners.
As an example of a cake made without fat, we'll use a traditional angel food cake recipe. Angel food cake is leavened by air beaten into the eggs and the steam formed during baking. Begin sifting and measuring the flour. In this case, cake flour, which is essential in producing large velvety cakes. Never tamp down the flour because the sifting has incorporated air. Mix 1/3 of the sugar with the flour and sift again. This makes the flour easier to blend in with the beaten egg whites. Angel food cakes are pure white because only the white of the egg is used. Egg yolks contain fat, and just a single drop can interfere with the foaming of the whites. so it's also important to use fat-free utensils for this process. The yolks can be saved and used in hollandaise sauces, custards, or other kinds of cakes. Eggs constitute the only liquid in this cake. Because eggs vary in size, it is more accurate to measure quantity than to designate the number. It will take about a dozen eggs to make a cup and a half of whites. Beat on high speed. When the egg whites are foamy, add the salt, flavorings, and cream of tartar. The cream of tartar helps to stabilize the foam and hold the air until the egg white is coagulated by the heat of the oven. When the whites form soft peaks, begin to add the remaining sugar 1 tablespoon at a time. Notice how the foam changes and becomes stiffer and the air cells smaller. It becomes whiter and less shiny. Beat until the meringue is very firm and holds straight peaks. This procedure is the same for making meringue for pies. Add the flour-sugar mixture gradually. Cut and fold in with a wire whip until it disappears each time. Work gently so the air bubbles are not broken. Folding is a down, across, up, across the top motion without lifting the tool out of the foam. Turn the bowl as you work. Carefully place in an ungreased 2-piece tube pan with high sides to support the volume. Smooth the surface of the batter and then cut through in circles to break up air pockets. Bake in preheated oven at 375 degrees, 35 to 40 minutes. Use the lowest rack. As the cake completes baking, the top will form a crust, which develops cracks in it. Bake only until the cake shrinks slightly from the sides of the pan. Surface springs back when lightly touched, and it is lightly browned. Immediately turn upside down and cool completely, out of drafts, before removing from pan. It will take about an hour. Remove the cake by cutting around the edges and tube. Turn it upside down on a plate. Loosen, removing the center tube piece. Then brush any loose crumbs off of the bottom and sides for easier frosting.
Frostings can be kept very simple and still be appealing. There are basically 2 types of frostings, cooked and uncooked. Uncooked frostings usually consist of fat, powdered sugar, liquid, and flavoring. This one is a cream cheese frosting, which calls for butter or margarine, cream cheese, powdered sugar, and vanilla. Powdered sugar is generally sifted to remove lumps. However, since it's so fine and sticky, it may gum up a flour sifter. So, using a wire strainer and a spoon will accomplish the task. Spoon into a measuring cup and level. Cream the butter, cream cheese, and vanilla. The sugar is added gradually to prevent it from dusting out of the bowl. And your frosting is ready. It should be soft enough to spread easily, but firm enough to hold peaks.
One of the most common cooked frostings is 7-minute frosting. Put water, egg whites, sugar, and cream of tartar in the top of a double boiler. Start beating and continue until it becomes thick and fluffy, about 7 minutes. Notice that it has turned white and satiny. It should form stiff peaks. Remove from heat and add the vanilla. Continue beating 1 or 2 minutes longer. This recipe makes enough to frost a 2-layer cake. To keep the cake plate free of excess frosting, place 4 pieces of wax paper over the edge of the plate. Place the first layer right side up on the plate. Spread a generous layer of frosting over the top. Let set a few minutes to firm up and then add the top cake layer. Cover with a thin layer of frosting and again, let set a few minutes. This keeps crumbs under control so they don't mix with the second coat. Frost sides and then top. Use the back of a spoon to make creative swirls and curls.
How do you remove the wax paper?
Very carefully.
Tricky. Glazes are another type of frosting, which are especially appropriate with angel food cakes, where the frosting shouldn't interfere with the delicate flavor of the cake. Glazes can be as simple as milk or fruit juice added to powdered sugar, or they may be cooked. This glaze calls for cornstarch and sugar mixed and added to pineapple and maraschino cherry juice. When it is thickened, add butter and cut up cherries. Cool to room temperature so it is less runny. And then spoon over the cake. It should be thick enough not to soak into the cake, but runny enough to form drippings down the sides.
And of course, you can personalize your cakes any way you want. The final test for a good cake is a moist crumb and a fine-grained texture, and of course, pleasing flavor.
If you become an avid cake maker after only a few tries, there's good news. Many cakes can be frozen.
And I think that's what we'd better do with these.
Whoa. Yeah, so the leader was very short on that, so that's why that did that. Yeah, so Centron did a series of these films, of which we've shown meat cookery and a couple of other, I think one about salads too. So there you go. The more you know. I've never made a cake before, but beyond, I remember that Duncan Hines had those little pan microwave cakes, or those little pancakes that you could put in the oven. I think you could microwave them too, and they make this little tiny cake, and put soft frosting on it. I made those, but yeah, nothing else. All right, this is another film in that series, Agency for Instructional Televisions, Bread and Butterflies. This is me, myself, and maybe. Enjoy.
Lanier, Todd, Xavier, Al, Steve, David, Victor.
One thing's for sure. Everybody can't do good at everything. Lots of things you can mess up at. And even if people laugh at you, you don't really care. You were just doing it because you had to. What does it matter anyway if people scream at you? You know you weren't even trying.
All right, class, now let's see if we can find out what they are doing.
But there's other things you really want to try, but you're scared you'll mess it up and get laughed at.
Can you guess? Anyone?
Well, my class started doing role play, and I want to do it more than anything,
All right.
and really get good at it. But I couldn't even get my nerve up to try it.
All right, now I need another group. Terry, Steve, and I need 2 other people.
Put your hands up. Would you please speak, Deanne?
All right, Deanne, would you like to come up this time?
Deanne. Come on.
All right, who would like to be next? All right, Terry, Deanne, and Marnie. All right, Deanne, now you're going to play the part of the operator. And Terry and Marnie will be making a long-distance call. Now, remember now, where you're supposed to plug in.
Hello? I'm sorry, but the number you have dialed has been disconnected.
Right. Let's try again. Hello? Hello? Hi, Terry. This is Marnie.
Oh, hello, Morning. You? Me. Will you please drop another quarter in if you are using a payphone?
I'm not using a payphone. I'd like to know if I could have a night at your house.
Dan, you're gonna break that bed. What in the world are you doing?
Nothing.
Well, your Aunt Kathy is coming into town any minute. Will you please help me with the dishes?
Yes.
And try and get them especially clean this time, okay?
Okay.
Darling, you shouldn't have gone to all this trouble. I mean, I'm family.
It's no trouble at all. It's a pleasure.
Well, there's
Yes,
no telling
please.
how long it's going to take for me to find a place. And I just won't let you cook like this every
Kathy,
night.
don't worry about it. I really enjoy cooking.
And listen, there's no hurry to find a place. It's great having you here. It's been a long time since I've had my baby sister around.
Yeah, it sure has, John. And it's great being able to stay with family here. But I just want to get this apartment business out of the way. There's going to be plenty for me to do on the new job.
Let's hear about your job, Kathy.
Yeah, tell us
Sounds
about it.
exciting.
Well, I'm called a personnel interviewer. I talk to people, give them tests, and sometimes I get to entertain them and, just figure out who fits what job. Oh, and I get to travel to college campuses and talk to students and recruit
Hey, that
them.
sounds great. Making a living by talking to people?
Well, it takes a lot of skills, too, Deanne, where do you go to school?
She goes to Del Mart Harvard. It's up by the City Hall.
This chicken's really good.
Well, how do you like
Thanks.
it, Deanne?
It's a new recipe.
It's okay.
Well, tell me what you mean by okay.
Some of it's bad and some of it's good.
Okay. Oh, John, I want to see some apartments tonight. Can you tell me where to look?
Yeah, why don't you try Park 44? They have some nice studio apartments.
Oh, great. Can you show me a map after dinner?
Sure.
Deanne, can I talk you into coming with me?
Sure.
Well, what about your homework, Deanne?
I did it all.
Okay.
Good. You can be my navigator and help me with the map. Is it coming up soon?
I think it's the next turn on the right.
Hey, you're right. See, I told you you'd get the knack of reading a map.
Yeah, after getting us lost twice.
That's all right, lady. It takes time to catch on. You're doing fine. Deanne, what do you like best about school?
I don't know.
Well, what about arithmetic?
No.
English? Oh, can you see the number on that house over there? We're looking for 4550.
That was 6342.
Oh, good. It's not too far. Keep a watch on the numbers for me, will you?
Okay.
Come on, Deanne. I know there's something in school you do well or get excited about. What is it? Come on, tell me.
I guess art is okay.
Art?
Hey, what do you guys want to do? Let's go downtown. Yeah, that'd be neat. Come on. A whole lot of fun. I saw a lot of cheese. Come on, Deanne and Corey, where you going? I gotta go. You never do anything. Come on. We're gonna have fun.
Deanne?
Yeah?
Can you come in here for a minute?
Yeah, hold on a second.
I got a present for you.
A present for me?
Over here in this bag.
It's all wrapped up.
Well, of course it is. It's a present.
What is it?
Well, that's why you unwrap it, to find out what it is.
It's string. What do you do with it?
It's yarn for macrame. Well, you tie knots in it to make pretty things.
Like what?
Belts, purses, you can make jewelry. Use your imagination.
I can't do that.
Sure you can. I know what you can do. Besides, I've got a lot of sewing to do, and we can work together. How you doing?
Okay, I guess.
Well, let's see. Uh-oh, wait a minute. This one's a little loose. What are you going to do about that one?
I'll tighten it.
Okay. Remember to measure your knots, and that way you can keep them tight. You know, Deanne, I was very glad when you told me you liked art. Well, it sort of gave me an idea of what kind of person you really are. I'd ask you about one thing, and you'd say, oh, it's okay, I guess. And then I'd ask you about something else, and you'd say, oh, I don't know. Hey, you know the old saying, you are what you eat?
Yeah?
Well, I think you are what you do, or at least what you like to do. Maybe you'll turn out to really like macrame.
Why are you making new clothes?
Oh, I like to look good on my job. And it's important to me since I'm always meeting new people.
I wouldn't like having to meet new people all the time.
Well, why not?
How do you know if they'll like you?
Well, I guess if you like yourself, you figure other people will like you. And it's just easier when your clothes look good. Boy, did I blow it today, though. You remember how dressy I was when I went to work this morning?
Uh-huh.
Well, I was about 3 times as dressy as anybody else.
Did people laugh at you?
Laugh at me? No. They smiled a little. Do people ever laugh at you?
Sometimes. Like if I miss a word when we're reading out loud, I get real nervous like I can't ever do anything in front of the whole class.
Why not?
I don't know. I just always mess it up.
But you gotta take a chance. If you don't take a chance, you don't get a chance.
I just can't. You don't understand.
I don't. Well, I'm human, too. How do you think I felt this morning when I went to work and all those new people were watching me do new things? I heard a little voice inside me saying, now, Kathy, girl, let's just stay in bed and pull the covers up real snug. And then I heard, now, wait a minute. This is a great day. You know what you're doing, girl, and you're going to do okay.
Did you do okay?
Fine. Except for being so dressy. Well, what's wrong?
I think I can do better.
It was pretty.
Do you think so? I still think I can do better.
Well, okay.
The next time we did role-playing, one voice inside me told me, when the teacher asks for people, you're going to take a chance and put your hand up. But a bunch of other voices screamed, wait a minute, let's think about it.
Barbara, you know what they were doing?
Looks like they're feeding the animals.
Good. Now
Put your hand up. Let's see who else gets called on first. Put your hand up. She'll call on us if she wants us.
one more person.
Put your hand up.
Okay, Joe.
Kathy,
Yeah, Deanne.
it was just terrible in class today. I just couldn't make myself put my hand up. I thought about everything you said about giving myself a chance, but I just couldn't.
I'll tell you what I think, Deanne. If it was something you really didn't want to do, like it just wasn't you, then I'd say it didn't matter. But I think you honestly and truly wanted to do it. And that's when it does matter. That's when it pays to go ahead and take a chance. You can't expect to be good at something the first time. You get good by taking a chance and making mistakes. But if it's something you really want to do, just got to keep at it. Well, it is something you want to do, isn't it?
Yeah, a whole bunch.
That's important. You think maybe there's an actress hiding way down inside you?
Nah, 'cause if she is, she's hiding real good.
Well, maybe there's a writer in there, or a disc jockey. Maybe, once you get used to being in front of people, you'll want to be the First Lady President.
I don't think so.
No, seriously. You only figure out what you can do by trying things. I mean, I'm an old lady, and I'm still changing. I get smarter about who I really am every time I do something new on the job, or do something better.
Kathy, can you help me put it on?
Have you finished with it already?
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Here, lean forward. It's really nice.
You really think so?
I sure do. You're quite an artist. You gonna wear it to school?
Oh, Terry! Gee, that's a pretty necklace. You really think so? Did you make it yourself? Yeah. Could you teach me how to make one? Sure.
I felt like the necklace was good luck. Like when you do real good on one thing,
Mike?
you feel like you can do good on other things.
All right. Or what are they doing to a bicycle? Mike?
Taking it apart?
All right. David?
Checking it, just like at bicycle place.
All right, so they're checking it. Very good, group. They're checking it and trying to fix it up a little bit. All right. All right, now I need another group. Oh, Deanne's hand is up. Deanne, Terry, David, and Prudence. All right, Deanne, you're doing a very nice job. Jackie, what are they doing?
They're washing a car.
Very good. Excellent.
I just knew today was going to be my day. At first I was a little scared, but I put my hand up anyway, and the teacher called me, and
I knew you could do
I was with my best friend, Terry. It was a lot of fun. I just forgot all about being scared.
Deanne, we all know you're excited, but we'd like to talk to Aunt Kathy, too. This is her last...
Wait a minute. I'm not going to be that far away. And the minute I get my apartment together, I'm going to have you all over for dinner.
Oh, and by the way, here's to your new apartment and your new job. It's been great having you with us, and I wish you could stay.
You guys are great
Oh,
family.
Kathy, there's a dress shop on Forsyth and Hanley. You may want to look into that.
Oh, really?
And don't forget to call me when the furniture comes.
Don't worry. I'm going to need all the help I can
Kathy?
get.
Got a present for you.
Oh, Deanne. And it's gift wrap.
Sure it is. It's a present.
Oh, Deanne, I can't take this. This belongs to you. You made it for yourself.
I want you to have it. I can make another.
Supported by a consortium of 34 educational agencies. This program was produced by KETC-TV, St. Louis, Missouri, under the supervision of AIT, Agency for Instructional Television.
Yeah. I like this series. I like all these AIT or NIT films because they're all made in the 70s. They all have that vibe, that look. Big fan. All right. So this is a kind of an odd thing. It's a science news magazine, And I don't know if this was shown on television or we've certainly shown like Science News Digest and other films like that have kind of, this is contemporary science stuff. It's called Synthese, maybe? Anyways, enjoy.
Science is made of facts, just as a house is made of stones. But a collection of facts is no more science than a heap of stones is a house. Henri Poincaré, 1854-1912. Profile. Abbeville, 2 p.m. A glance at the weather. Sunny, that's good. A dedicated family man. 3 p.m., arrival at the aeroplane. Something of a dreamer. Silex enthusiast. Photography fanatic. (3:15 p.m.) takeoff. Roger Agache. Function, Director of Prehistoric Antiquities for the North Picardy region, under the auspices of the Secretary of State for Culture. Role, conservation of prehistoric sites. Supervision of major diggings and earthworks. Enforcement of archaeological legislation. Supervision of excavations and study of prehistoric habitation and industry. Survey of the archaeological heritage.
Monsieur Bréard, c'est pour le dossier de l'autoroute A26. C'est pour la région de Ronchère. Voir un petit peu s'il y a des gisements préhistoriques ou pas. Regardez un peu vos fiches, s'il y a quelque chose. C'est pour toute la zone qui passe autour de Ronchère.
His great love has become his specialization. Photography and aerial location. 8,000 sites located in 12 years.
Notre premier but a été de photographier des sites
Our first
déjà
objective
repérés.
was to photograph known sites, especially those magnificent earthworks, the great Celtic Oppida, and to our surprise from these flights, we discovered outside and in the surrounding area extensive sites which until then had been totally hidden. Often, quite by chance, in areas where nothing had been known to exist, the aeroplane has revealed sites just as extraordinary as those.
Extraordinaire que cela.
Aerial archaeology. an incredible view of the past. 4 p.m. over Piccadilly. In summer, the sights can be detected by the deeper color of the crops and a richer growth which makes them lie flat in the wind. In winter, elusive traces are shown up by frost and dew. In any case, the signs are only visible under special conditions. The aim of aerial reconnaissance is to draw precise and detailed maps for the global study of vanished civilizations. These allow an eventual setting up of rescue digs.
Le plus spectaculaire de ces 12 années de survol.
The most spectacular result of these 12 years of flights has undoubtedly been the discovery of ancient rural habitation and layout. It's a discovery that brings into question the accepted ideas on the subject, and that, above all, clearly defines the origins of traditional habitation.
De l'habitat traditionnel.
In the news, under the title The Sahara Before the Desert, a damp intermediary for 5,000 years, the Natural History Museum in Paris has mounted an exhibition which takes stock of current knowledge on life between the 7th and 2nd centuries BC in this huge territory. It reveals, through the Tassili cave paintings, a very different Sahara. The Sahara of lakes and rivers, of crocodiles, of 3-foot-long perches whose vertebrae and last dehydrated specimens have been found in dried-up wadis. The Sahara of the savannah and the mammals of all sizes it supported, gazelles and antelope, elephants and other big game. This jaw fragment recalls the presence of the rhinoceros. The Sahara of man. Asalar man. Tintain man. Charmy man. Arlet man. Moving evidence of the presence of prehistoric man has been collected. His dwellings, his domestic implements, his weapons, his ingenious stone tools, his art, and perhaps his joie de vivre. medicine. Treatment in one place by one team of the seriously ill, whose life is threatened at short notice by a sudden failure, assuming it to be reversible, of an essential visceral function. Multi-purpose medical reanimation.
Ici le service du professeur Rapin, la réanimation médicale. C'est pour l'admission d'un malade. Alors ne quittez pas, je vais appeler le réanimateur de garde.
The reanimation services treat the seriously ill from many varied sources. They may be sent by other services in the hospital, by other hospitals near or far, or may be emergency cases admitted straight to hospital, as for example, road accident victims. Organization of the service. The organization of such a service imposes exacting conditions. Concentration of men and material to make non-stop observation easier. Increased number of nurses and medical staff. Logistic backup by a large amount of reliable equipment. The renal function. Peritoneal dialysis makes it easy to compensate for defective renal function. Even better, the purification of waste products outside the organism is more effectively carried out by the artificial kidney. Blood can be purified outside the organism by passing it through a pipe made of membrane, which allows the toxic substances to run off into the dialysis bath. The respiratory function. In serious cases, respiratory deficiency is frequent. Thanks to the multiple devices perfected, artificial respiration techniques make it possible to bring the patient's respiration under control, ensuring him calm and comfort. The circulatory function. Failures of the cardiocirculatory function are numerous, and the varieties are difficult to recognize. A great deal of progress has been made with current techniques which reveal quickly and accurately the amount of blood pumped each minute by the heart and the prevailing pressure in the arteries and veins. More effective treatment can be offered when the nature of the illness is better known.
Donc dans ce mauvais conditions pour éventuellement sortir, l'amener chez Chrétien pour faire la kinésithérapie. Très bien.
It's often the case that in one patient, renal, respiratory, circulatory and other problems arise at the same time, which here are taken care of simultaneously. So the medical team responsible for such a service has to be sufficiently large to take on all the problems at once.
Au revoir, madame.
Progress can also be expected in such a service by the use of data processing. The computer increases the volume, speed and accuracy of data carried by the measuring and monitoring apparatus. It ensures an efficient administration. Technology.
Il pleut, bergère, rentre tes blancs moutons. Voici venir l'orage, voici l'éclair qui luit.
Understanding a menace. The Massif Central is one of the areas in France hardest hit by thunderstorms. The installations directly threatened the high voltage lines. Protection of the electric system implies a better knowledge of lightning and its effects. In 1973, Électricité de France set up a research laboratory. A lightning laboratory. Aim of the Saint-Privat-d'Allier station to study the electrical behavior of a high voltage pylon fitted out with earths to which lightning has been artificially attracted. Two voltage dividers are connected to the pylon, one horizontal, 60 meters long, the other vertical, consisting of two potential distribution rings, and oscilloscopes in a cage insulated from both the ground and the pylon. When a storm cloud passes over the station, a cloud dispersing charge is fired, unwinding a steel wire connected to the pylon, thus creating a lightning conductor of rapidly increasing height. Criterion of success, the electric field on the ground measured by a field mill. It should reach 10 to 20 kilovolts a meter. The field mill's reader is placed at a distance of 40 meters on the first surrounding wall of a double cage. This cage acts as a shelter, control and photographic post. All the controls leading out of this post are pneumatic. An alarm signal is set off by the first electric variations on the approach of a storm. The intensity of the lightning discharge is measured by a shunt installed at the foot of the pylon and recorded by two oscilloscopes in the cage. The horizontal dividers make it possible to measure the voltage difference between the pylon's earth and the reference earth 60 meters away. The rest of the area is taken up by the Atomic Energy Commission, who study the physics of the lightning, the development of the ionized canal, temperature, diameter, conditions of extinction, conditions governing the incidence of ball lightning. The firing equipment is identical, but the ramps are fixed to the ground. The reactions of the ionized canal are observed at the moment of impact. Each shot is photographed and filmed at high speed. This research into the physics and electrical characteristics of lightning should lead to a better understanding and protection against this menace about which so little is still known. Science. Exceptional subject matter for scientific research. Average size, 2 to 4 millimeters. Drosophila. At Gif-sur-Yvette, the CNRS Laboratory of Evolutionary Genetics and Biometry, research group on Drosophila. Commonly called vinegar flies, Drosophila are ideal laboratory specimens, easy to keep. Maintenance of a large stock due to their small size and reduction of valuable space. Raising yeast and mold on the stock in a sterile environment. Very short reproduction cycle, 25 to 30 generations a year, or in human terms, from the Middle Ages to the present day. 3 stages of development: egg, larva, pupa or cocoon. Drosophila provide exceptional material for genetics and evolutionary systematics, cytogenetics, ecology, bioacoustics, and so on. Experiment with a larva, taking a sample of the salivary glands. Dissection in a liquid to keep the tissues alive. Fixing in an acid-alcohol mixture. Coloring. After crushing the glands between 2 slides, or squash, observation by phase contrast under the most powerful magnification. In 1933, these giant chromosomes obtained by the phenomenon of endomitosis were found in the salivary glands of Drosophila larvae. Instead of dividing normally and giving birth to two identical cells, the cell swells and the chromosomes thicken, remaining visible all the time. Their usefulness can be realized by comparing them with normal Drosophila chromosomes, magnified 3,800 times, and with human chromosomes on the same scale. These giant chromosomes, or polyteins, display a series of dark or light strips. 5,000 have been listed. A gene can be associated with each strip. With the help of charts compiled by Bridges for the best-known Drosophila, parallels and chromosomal difference can be inferred, and the species can be put into their proper phylogeny. Not all species have the same geographic distribution, just as not all are the same size or color. In Africa, a varied distribution: continuous, discontinuous, localized. Each species to its own niche in a particular habitat, for example, in the Ivory Coast. Sparse savanna, shrub savanna, well-wooded savanna, dense strip forest. The biotopes can cross without ever totally overlapping. Here, various types of tropical fruit. Apart from the specific feeding habits of the African species, the research group studied the kind of barriers which hamper crossbreeding between the species: chromosomal differences, anatomical differences in the genitalia, differences in behavior. A specific sound made by the male at the time of the mating display leads to the acceptance of the female.
Yeah, so French origin, but translated into English for, I don't know, British distribution or American distribution, English. But man, I was digging that. I dig the style, the titles, the background music was awesome. What a weird thing. And that showed up in a collection I got, which was a bunch of religious films that I've been scanning and showing, but also this was just something that was kind of not in a catalog, so that I got from this source. So I'm discovering new stuff all the time. So thanks for watching today. Welcome 2026. More cake, more flea larvae, fly larvae, you know, all the things. But have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.